Hello, Namrata ma'am. Namrata ma'am, can you hear me?
You want me to hold it? No, don't hold it. Listen, understand. No, understand. This is the example. We build it out together as a project. That's why I'm not showing the picture. We'll do it together. This is the first example. This is actually the first example in the presentation.
Sorry, ma'am. All the participants were on mute, so hence I made you the co-host. Yes. No, I'm making her also the co-host. Only the co-host will be able to share. Ma'am, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
But ma'am, your voice is very low, ma'am. Is it possible that you can, use a earphone?
You want me to use earphone?
Yes, ma'am, because your voice is very low.
Also screen share. There's another Namrata.
I'm searching.
Yes. Is it okay?
No. Not enough.
The voice is very low, ma'am.
I'm trying to have, is it okay now? Like I'm closer to is it okay, Pallavi?
Ma'am, the voice is very low, ma'am. A lot of people on the calls are generally having device issues. So even loud voices, these people are not able to hear. And your voice is very low, ma'am. You'll have to use a earphone.
Okay, I'll use earphone. Let me use earphone. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'll be using earphone, no problem.
Can you connect to the earphone once, ma'am? And also, Shubha ma'am is saying that you will connect via PC. I haven't got a request from the other device.
Okay, I'll just send the request. Give me 2 minutes time to connect by this one, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
You admit PC is already connected, you have to admit.
Yes, ma'am. Once it is in the waiting room, I'll admit it, ma'am.
It is in the waiting room. Just check it out. It is in the waiting room. Pallavi, just check. It is in the waiting room.
I'm checking, ma'am. What is the name, ma'am?
It's Namrata Singh. Just check it. Pallavi, can you just check any waiting person with the number 70?
70, ma'am.
Something number is there like
7C6106.
Just admit that particular. Have you did?
No, ma'am. Can you just rename the PCs in whichever PC you're joining and you rename that, ma'am?
In the morning, it was everything.
Rename the PC.
I'm renaming. Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes,
Pallavi,
ma'am.
now it's okay. Am I audible properly? My voice is clear?
Can you speak now, ma'am?
My voice is clear. Now
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
wearing my
Yes, ma'am.
earphone.
Much clear, ma'am. This is perfect.
Okay, this is perfect, na?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
ठीक है. Okay, I'm here using earphone. Now just check PC is connected or not. I'm changing the another name.
It is still not showing me, ma'am. The reason why I'm not admitting everyone inside is because we already have 48 people waiting, and then they can be a part of this conversation. So hence I enabled the waiting room.
Okay, wait. Give me 1 minute time. I'm changing my name.
There's no Namrata in the waiting list also that I will add them.
Just check. There are 54 people. Am I there?
Yeah, 54 already.
There. See, 50. This is Namrata PS is there in the waiting room. Yes. Just check. Namrata PC is there. Pallavi.
Yes, found it, ma'am.
Make that as a host.
Yes, found it.
You're making that as a host.
You make this PC as the host.
And we don't make her participant only.
I can't make her participant, ma'am.
Okay,
Then
then
she'll be able to.
you her as co-host.
Ma'am, they can have multiple co-hosts. दोनों ही co-host हो गए.
उसको co-host पे screen share करने को. Namrata, share your screen.
Am I on the screen?
Yes. Perfect.
First slide. Yeah.
It's okay, na?
Yes, perfect, ma'am.
Okay, my voice is clear.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Okay. ठीक है. So it's 3 minutes to 3 minutes to go. We have still 3 minutes time. If you have any test and all, you can have.
No,
This is absolutely fine,
we
ma'am.
will take 5 minutes because we want them to reach 100 and we'll start.
Okay.
Generally, as a trend, we see that maximum people join around 10:30, 10:31, 10:32. So by 10:32, we generally have about 100 people. So once we hit 100, we admit everyone inside and we start.
Okay. So right now, just wait for another 3 minutes. Let's see.
Sure, ma'am.
Only this one. Just check on my screen.
How many are there?
60, 62. You can see here.
60?
63. मेरे को वो पिन करना था. मैं वो चैट का ही नीचे था. कौन ढूंढेगा उसको, तो इसीलिए उसको पिन करना था.
Yes. Yes, Pallavi.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, teachers. Welcome to our session Amplify with Social Science. We are waiting for another 2-3 minutes so that we hit a maximum crowd and we can start the session in 2-3 minutes. Requesting all of you to wait for another 2-3 minutes and then we'll start the session. Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, teachers. Welcome. It's so wonderful to see all of you all over again in the morning, joining us from different parts of the country to attend this amazing session. I personally am looking forward for this session. I don't know how many of you could attend yesterday's science session, but anyone who's attended those sessions will also know that all our sessions are going on like amazing, and it's just so wonderful that we have people who are expert in their own fields coming over here and sharing us small tricks and tips that we can do as a teacher now that we are now being more or less like virtual teachers. So it's a privilege for me to have Namrata ma'am along with us today. A little about Namrata ma'am. Namrata ma'am is a gold medalist in political science. She's working with the Department of Humanities in St. Xavier School, Delhi. She's authored 5 books and she's also the resource person for humanitaries. So it is a privilege for us to have her along with us in this call. She's also helped us develop the hi-fi series that are the model CBSE 10th and 12th exam model papers. So we have worked with her and we are diehard fans of Namrata ma'am. And without taking a lot of her time, over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Thank you, Pallavi. Good morning to all the facilitators and educators present over here. After such a nice introduction, I need not to say about myself. But dear friends, before I start my enriching session, I would like to put one very obvious question before you. What do we observe in a person? It's a very obvious question. For example, Pallavi has introduced me. What did you observe in her? Can we have quick response from my audience? I know I have very enriching audience here. Can I have quick? Yes, very good. Some of you personality, because we have to move forward. If you ask about my expression, very nice. Behavior, voice, everything, very nice. Good response. If you ask me my observation, I have observed in Pallavi her confidence and the way she spoke for the person really attracted everyone. Dear friends, this is what happens with the student. When we enter into the classroom, they observe us, they rate our knowledge, they observe our aura, and it all matters about their like and dislike of the person as a teacher and, of course, as a subject. So, dear friends, it's simply now I feel I'm making this session more philosophy, but it is the need of the hour to think, are we an acknowledged person? Do we have such an aura to attract the attention of the student? So, friends, why don't we invest in ourselves? Spare time to prepare ourselves before we get into the classroom. Be confident, teacher. Enter in a very pleasing mood. So, students should welcome us. This is what my main aim, to ask the question, what do we observe in the student, in the particular individual? Now, I'd like to start my session, which I have named as enrichment process, not the session. Because we are not going to just discuss about how to teach the subject. No, we are going to discuss today how to enrich our social science, how to collaborate our students' knowledge with our knowledge. This is what the aim of my topic today, or my talk today. So I want good interaction with my friends, with my colleagues, or of course, with my educators. So I'll start my video slide. Just check it out. We have something in this. And this few second slide gives everything about social science. Please check it out. Yes. Presentation has so many things to peep into. Before I begin my session on the subject matter, let me discuss how we are going to have our classroom structure. As a social science teacher, on the basis of my experience of 22 years, what I have observed, what I have brought change in myself, no need to touch textbook in the beginning. Very first thing we have to have very clear in our mind, no need to touch touch the textbook for our subject content. Second thing, we have to prepare our students for the topic. We have to familiarize them with the topic, either through flowchart, involving them in any creativity, or involving them for any type of activity which can be possible offline or online. Once our students are acknowledged, familiar with the topic, it is very easy to bring them to the level of the textbook or the contextual learning. So please, friends, if we enter to the classroom, don't touch the book. Please have a talk, discuss the matter, familiarize the student with the topics. Now I'm going to, the same way I have planned my PPT as well as my presentation. If straightway I'll jump to my subject matter, you will be having the same reaction what we get in our classroom. So please let us familiarize with the context what we are going to have today. Now I'll begin my session in this way. Start now. Yes, social science is a holistic subject. Rather, I term it holistic. Why? Because it is for overall progress of the student, overall development of our personality. Not only students, even we teachers also. We are also every time in the learning process. So I have termed it as a holistic subject, which includes so many other subjects in its purview, in its arena. Just check it out. How many subjects we can have in this social science arena? If we check it out, we'll find more than 10 or 12 subjects are there. We can include law in this. We can include statistics, as economics is nothing without statistics. We can see civics, civic sense of the civilian, nothing about without social science. Sociology, nowadays are very much there. That is what? IQ level, EQ level, SQ level. Without social science, we cannot enrich to that level. And let me tell you, friends, if we take a very, very interesting area, sports. Sports is also nothing without social science. Talk about cricket, a very interesting game. If you ask any cricketer that why it is called a classical game, for this answer or for this question, we have to relate it to the history. That it is a classical game because it was started in the country Britain, and that is the London by the elite people. Another example, clothing. We get fascinated with the clothes. Do we know the story of jeans? Do you know the story when women were allowed to wear trousers? For this all question or for this all queries, we have to again go to the history. This is what we are relating our life with the social science. We are relating our knowledge with social science. If it is such a holistic subject, dear friends, then why we have or why do we experience this all thing in the class? Just check this expression of the student. I hope all of you agree with me. When we entered into the classroom, we experience this type of expression of the students. You see the sleep mode. You see the face of the child, a boring mode, boring mood. They are not ready to understand. They are not ready to even start the topic. Being social science teacher, why don't we change this attitude of the student by collaborating their knowledge with our knowledge, by making them the decision maker? If they are the part of our knowledge, we can make our class interesting, subject interesting. We can make our class interactive. And of course, with all these 2I, we can make our student more informative. I hope you agree with these 3I. With this 3I concept keeping in our mind, we should move in our class. Interesting, interactive, and informative. interactive and informative. This is what I wanted, and I wish to make my session more interesting, more interactive, and of course, when you go out of this session, you'll carry something with you. That is your information, an enriched person. So let's start. Let's begin our session together. Okay, it's not only my or me, it's we starting the session. So I'll start my subject content. Yes. Just check it out one thing. You know very well, it's not the third generation learner now. It's the 21st generation learners we are teaching. We are interacting. That is why I have planned my teaching strategy in the form of 4Ds. And trust me, friends, if we include these 4D in our day-to-day teaching curriculum, we'll get a good collaborators with us. We'll get a good interactive crowd of students with us. So I have planned this 4D. First D is define, design, decide, and discover. This 4D all together collaborate the knowledge of the student. Okay, so we'll start with the first D. What is the first D? That is define. Mind map and concept map. When we go to the classroom, we cannot jump, as I told you, to the textbook. Let's have some mind map prepared by the student on the subject matter. And once the mind map is prepared, their concept is ready. For example, if I have to teach resources, that is one of the topic of topics of geography. If I have to tell the student to prepare your mind map, your knowledge map, what do you know about resources? You'll get the answer. Resources are this, resources are the gift of the nature, they are developed, they are potential. This all matters to be prepared in the mind map. Another way, mind map is the key areas of understanding. Let student prepare the key areas of our subject matter. We'll discuss later in detail about this mind map in our every topic. Once their mind map is ready, as I told you, their concept is also ready. You can evaluate their contextual knowledge with the help of their mind map. This is what the first D. We should give them chance to start with first D. Now, I'll start with second D. Let's have the second D. Am I audible to all of you? Because I'm having some chat in the chat box. I'm not audible. Am I audible? Dear friends, am I audible? Yes, okay. Now, second D. Second D is design. Once their concept map is ready, their mind map is ready, let them design their knowledge. They can design their knowledge in the form of debate, give them chance to debate on the very, can say, complicated topic, controversial topic. Then only we'll get the good discussion in the class and we'll check the IQ level. Let them design their creativity, create activity. This is what creativity. Let them formulate their knowledge in any form of creativity, whether PPT, movie making, storytelling through any flow chart. Let them explore the world with their design, with their creativity, with their reasoning. And once they're ready with their design, we can easily move to the fourth D. And of course, the fourth D is discover. Decide after this D, this is the next D is decide. Little bit problem with the slide. Decide. When they are ready with their design, they can easily decide whether they are acknowledged person or not, whether they can direct themselves, whether they can have a healthy thought to deal with the world. For example, some fundamental rights, they know what are the fundamental rights. They have design also that this way we can follow up the fundamental rights. Now give them chance to decide, direct themselves. If anybody encroaches our fundamental right, what we can do. Let students decide themselves. This will give them confidence. They may fail, they may pass, they may get success, they may partially successful or fail. So let them face this failure as well as success. After that, let them assess themselves whether they are ready to face their life outcomes or not. This is called self-assessment. We have to give them chance in the class to assess themselves. After these all 3Ds, I'll move to the last D. This is what our student, this is what we want in our collaborators. Discover. Let them move in the world with their thought, not the bookish language, not the with the relevance, with their critical thinking, with their problem solving attitude. For example, if all of a sudden earthquake takes place, how will they manage it? This is what they're problem solving. Let's take example of coronavirus. We are sitting at home in the lockdown situation. If they are acknowledged what to do, how to make ourselves healthy, this is what we want our students to spread their knowledge around, to use their knowledge in their practical life. So friends, my message with this 4D is we have to prepare our collaborators, not our students. And while discussing this 4D, friends, a very famous dialogue is coming in my mind. Let's guess the movie dialogue I'm giving you. चाबुक के डर से शेर भी चेयर पे बैठना सीख जाता है. इसे हम well trained कहेंगे, not well educated. I hope you agree with this dialogue. Can you guess the movie fast? Which movie is it? My favorite actor is in that movie. Yes, very good. Three Idiots. Who is the actor? Who is the actor? The main actor of the movie, the main character of the movie. Anyone fast? Yes, Amir Khan. He was one of my favorite actor when this movie was released. And you remember, I have watched this movie twice. Only because of one song, Papa Kehte Hain. So we want our students, not a well-trained. We want our students to be well-educated, so they can move in the world with confidence. They can move in the world with knowledge. So dear friends, giving dialogue, you know why I did that? Just to break the monotony also, because my speech or my lecture, this presentation was getting monotonous. So friends, we can do this in the classroom also. After speaking, after talking 5 to 10 minutes, give a break. Give break to the monotonous, come to their level of the students. Crack joke, talk to them in funny manner, humorous thing, and see the change in their mood. They will be very much refreshed for our next session. I hope, friends, you are refreshed after hearing the dialogue and getting into that movie 3 Idiots. So now I'll start, yes, the social science and its components. So let's ready, friends. Can we have? I would like to have a very enriching session. Then only we can make our session more enriching and we can take something to our home. Okay. Now, if I have to talk about components, tell me how many major components are there in this holistic subject? Major components in this holistic subject. Can anyone fast? Because we have to see our time factor also. Yes, major components of our holistic subject, social science 4. Very good. Very good, I got response. There are 4 major subjects of this holistic subject. 4 major areas. Civics, we call it political science. geography, which is very economics, and of course, our very favorite component, history. Without nothing is possible. So I have taken that is political science. Okay, the topic is very much related. Topic is democracy, which I'll relate with another two subtopics: election and republic. In the audience, I know we have the teachers of lower grade, middle grade, and higher, either 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard, 12th standard, or 10th standard. Okay, so that is why I have chosen this topic, democracy, which I'll correlate with election and republic. Suppose if I have to teach democracy, can anyone in the audience follow the first D that is defined? Can we have flow chart on democracy and election? Fast. Fast. Can you have pen and pencil with you? Can you fast draw the mind map on democracy and elections? That is, of course, the first D. Yes, very good. It's voting, that is election, and it's people's rule, that is democracy. Yes, I can see on my screen there's some chat box. There is a meaning, demo and creation. Very good. So this is what the mind map we expect from a student. Let them answer. Let them interact. You will get good answer from them. Yes, democracy is people's rule. I've got in the chat box, it can be direct democracy or it can be indirect democracy. Now we have to explain this concept to the student, that democracy, the people's rule, signifies participation of the people in the day-to-day functioning of the government. This participation can be indirect or can be direct. Okay, now can I have election? Election is very much related to political competition. Let them understand what is political competition. It is among the political parties. And this political competition happens with voting. So through voting, we can have election or we can have political competition. Very good. Now our mind map is ready by the students, by our friends. Let's move on. Check their design. Check their decision or their. This can be for you audience also. After having this mind map, can we have the question or let's involve the students first in the class. Democracy, we have the involvement of the students by telling them to make the rules of the class. We have to tell them, make the rules. We'll follow those rules every day in the classroom. And you see the zeal of the student. They will start participating in making the rules of the class. This is what we are giving them the concept. Their participation in the day-to-day functioning of the classroom. This is what democracy. Now, second activity we can conduct with our student is the selection of the class monitor. The word selection signifies the competent person will be elected by the student as the monitor of the class. Let's have election in the classroom. Let's try out this voting method here. After voting, after election of the monitor, you will feel that our students are very much acknowledged with the second D and third D. Now we'll jump to the fourth D, that is discover. And this discover will have with two questions. Check their knowledge. Reinforce their knowledge with these two questions. Dear audience, these two questions for you also. Just check it out. The first question, can we have democracy without election? Check the knowledge fast. Yes, very good. Tanvi ma'am, you have conducted a mock election in the classroom. And I'm sure you might have got good response related to understanding of election. Yes, can we have democracy without election? I get the answer from chat box. No, yes, mixed reaction. So let us talk about this question with our students. We can have democracy without election. Here you can give them the knowledge that first time democracy started in Greek in the form of directly participation of the people. No election conducted at that time, but democracy was realized with the participation of the people in their day-to-day ruling. The first question we can answer, we can explain by giving them one more knowledge that democracy started first time where and how. Now we'll move to the second question. Can we have the answer of the second question, audience? Yes, I can see the raise hand. I can see the chat box. We are having answers there. Yes, no, ma'am. Some answer is no, ma'am. We cannot have election without democracy. Yes, somebody is sharing the knowledge 6th century BC in the Greece, or it is also termed as a Greek. Yes, most of the answer is coming no. We can have election without democracy. Yes, we can have election without democracy. We have to inform our students that we can have elections without democracy by giving example of few countries where the dictator wants to get himself elected to prove it that I am a popular elected leader. And we have this type of practices in some of the countries, which we have done in 9th grade. Example, Mexico, where complete democracy is not followed. China, very good, I can see in the chat box. China, there is election, but not complete democracy, not a full-fledged democracy. We can take example of Zimbabwe and very immediate neighbor, Pakistan. Pervez General Musharraf conducted election without any democratic idea that yes, there is possibility of elections without democracy. And see the audience, friends. After this discussion, you'll see the face more interesting, more interactive, which I can see in my session also. Like I'm getting so many chats in the chat box. This is the way we can correlate democracy with election. Now, I'll move on to the next topic of democracy with republic. There is a term republic, which is easy to understand, but difficult to define. And I'm sure you agree with me. If we ask what is the exact meaning of republic, we'll think for a while. This is what we see in the class also. So let's have discussion on republic. Let's have response from our audience also. What is republic exactly? Can we have from audience? Yes, very good. I can see the chat box. Head of the state is an elected person. Very good. We have head of the election, head of the country, elected through the voting. It's the rule of people. No, I have to modify the statement that democracy is not always a republican country. This is what we have to clear the doubt of the student. So I have so many response in my chat box. Yes, representative elected by the people. This is the full form of republic. But what type of representative? Who is? This is what the head. We have to make it very clear in the class that the head of the country elected by the people is republic. Okay, this head can be directly elected by the people like America, where the president of America is directly elected by the people, or indirectly, like India. After having this clear concept on republic, friends or former students, can we have these two questions once again to discuss? Can we have democracy? A very twisted question, republic. First,
Teachers, I see that there's a technical difficulty here. Please wait for 2 minutes. Ma'am should be joining us soon.
Pallavi, I have joined.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Now I'm there. So sorry for this delay because there's some technical problem. Yes, I was discussing with the fourth D, discover the knowledge of the student. Let's discover the knowledge of my audience, my friends, those who are attending the session. Can we have democracy without republic? I want fast answer, please. Just peep into your thought. Yes, we can have, I can get this chat box, just Singh. Yes, good, sir. We can have, yes, Rohit, sir, yes. Yes, I can see in the chat box, yes, 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 yes. My answer for my students, very good, a very, very interactive session, good participants. I assume my students will have the same response. This is what I have to make my class more interactive. Let's interact. Yes, we can have democracy without republic. Very good response. I'll explain with the example. First, we'll move on the next question also. Check the next question, please. Can we have republic without democracy? The same question in vice versa. Can we have republic without democracy? Again, in the chat box, I can see yes with one no. Yes, yes, yes. So many yes are there in the chat box. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. If we get this response from our students with one no or two no's or few no's, we have to clear the concept because here we are there to facilitate the knowledge. If no, we have to give them idea. If yes, we have to facilitate their knowledge. We have to enhance the knowledge with example. Don't stop here with yes and no. Please enhance with example and see the change in their thought. They will be informed person. Have the examples now. I have 3 examples here on the screen. And I know, I hope you'll agree with me. Have the examples now. So let's have the 3 examples. We have first examples, yes, of course, Britain, where we have democracy, democratic government, but queen, monarch is there, who is not elected. Monarch is the head of the country, but not elected head. So Britain can be the example of democracy, but no republic. Let's have the example of China. China is a republican country, but not a full-fledged democracy because people don't have choice. And our India, our country, very own country, very different. We have all or both the system here. Okay, we have democratic republic in our country. Okay, so this is what democracy and republic. Friends, after discussing, let me have one question which is coming in my mind right now. And this is, why do we celebrate 26 January a Republic Day? Please ask this question from students and see the response. More than 80% students will be confused to answer this question. Why we celebrate 26 January as okay. So we have to explain. Can anyone explain it in writing that why preamble came into effect, but preamble cannot explain the republic thing. We have to inform our students why do we celebrate, why 15th August Independence Day, and why 26th January as the Republic Day. We have to differentiate these two national days of our country. Yes, I can get the response in my chat box. Constitution, we got our constitution, but can we relate constitution with republic? How? Written constitution, can we relate written constitution with a republic? No, no. Please think, enhance your knowledge because we have done the meaning of republic. That is the reason we waited for 2 months to implement our constitution. I explained in my class through differentiate. Yes, ma'am, how you have explained. Can you please chat fast? Because this is very peculiar question which come across in the classroom. And it was such an embarrassing situation. I share my experience. We had celebration of 26 January in my school. I asked this question in the assembly. And you know what happened? Hardly I got any good response that why do we celebrate 26 January as the Republic Day? I got the same response there because we implemented our constitution, we got freedom on that day, we got rules and regulation on that day. Yes, I got very good one response in the chat box I can see because we got the right on that day to elect our head of the country. Yes, it's very good. I can see few of the chats in my chat box. The reason for Republic Day. On this particular date of 26 January, our constitution has given us the right to vote and elect the head of the country and other representatives. That is why we call it a Republic Day. We got the right through our constitution to elect the head of the country and to elect our representative. इसके पहले 15th August, of course, we celebrate Independence Day, but we cannot term it as Republic because we have not got right at that moment. We got simply the freedom. So please, friends, as per my experience, what I have shared with you, that I got very embarrassing situation in my assembly when I asked this question. Please acknowledge our collaborators, our students with these two difference. So without taking much time, I'll move to the next component, the major component of our social science, geography, which is very much related to environment. I have chosen two topics of geography. Very common topic, easy to understand, easy to explain. So before I start my mind map, these two topics we can bring in the form of activities in our classroom. Very simple activity I'm going to have in my slides. You can see. We can experiment in the class and see the change. This activity we can practice in the classroom. Simple, take a bottle, water, color, and things. Just check it out, this activity. Yes, most of we have experimented this in our classroom. Very true. I can see in my chat box. But friends, after this experiment, what do we want from a student? What do you want to extract from a student? Check out 3 areas we should extract from our student after this activity. The first area is, what is volcanic eruption? We have to check it out. Let's answer from the student. Volcanic eruption is something which erupts. This is what volcanic eruption. Why it is so? Get the answer from the class. Because of the heat. Okay. And what is the consequence? What comes out from there? Let's student answer. The fume, ashes, some red particles, which we can term it as a magma. After this activity, you'll find our students are ready to prepare their mind map themselves, and side by side, they are ready to prepare their concept map also. And then let's start the topic with your text or with any other way, other method of teaching. So please try to bring activity in the classroom if you want to make our class more interactive. Now I have another topic to start with, that is earthquake. I've chosen these two topics because these are the part of disaster management also. Yes, let's start the earthquake. You see, very simple activity. This is the online activity. We can have offline also. See. Yes, friends. After this activity, of course, this is online activity which we can show through the computer or through the presentation. What about in the classroom? In the classroom, simple idea. Suppose I have entered into the classroom and I have nothing to show my activity related to the earthquake. Get the water bottle of the student, lunch box of the student, open the lunch box, open the water there, put water there, and get a piece of chalk with high intensity. Drop it. You'll find vibration. Explain the student simple way. When we drop a piece of chalk in the water, which is stagnant and still, there is a movement, and this movement is called vibration. Very easy to explain with the simple activity in the classroom. After this activity, you ask few questions from the student. That is, what is earthquake? Definitely you'll get the answer, vibration, shaking, movement. Then you ask, where is the center of vibration? They will say, ma'am, आपने यहाँ पे chalk drop किया है. This is the center of vibration. That is epicenter. From where the vibration starts. Then you ask student whether vibration cover the small area or the big area. Let's have answer. They will say small area means low intensity. If they say, ma'am, it has covered the vast area, it is high intensity. And then you come to the other causes of the earthquake. Here we have to pick the basic idea. We don't have to jump to the technical causes of earthquake. We have to make our student familiar with what is earthquake. And you see, iske baad student will be ready to listen to you. Reason kya hai earthquake ka? They'll be curious to know why the vibration takes place. So friends, this type of small activities we can bring in our classroom without any much preparation. So just once again to break monotonous of mind. Of course, next topic I'll be taking nationalism in India. Before I jump to my next topic, I would like to have a very healthy interaction. All of you are very expert teachers, expert educators, experienced facilitators. Can you share your experience in the classroom when you have experimented and then started the teaching? Or when you started the teaching with the textbook and reaction of the children? Can you please share your opinion on the classroom activity? then only we can move to the next component of our social science history. So audience, I want your interaction, your reaction, your experience. Please share with us in the chat box, because it is not a live session. We cannot have one-to-one contact or one-to-one talk. Please have in the chat box if you have experienced this time. Yes, very good. Better to start with that. Ma'am, have you experimented any activity in your classroom? Anyone? More enthusiasm, teaching experimentally. Very good. We see the zeal of the student. Very good. Yes, anyone else? Please share experience. Make it more interactive. We all are experienced facilitators. Yes. Very good, Jyoti ma'am. Children become more interested. Very good, Karambir. When we start, children are more attentive. Yes, yes, very good. Concepts are much clear. Okay, now we'll move. Very good. I have got very good participants in my today's enriching session. Hope we'll have another topic to deal with like this or with all full enthusiasm. Let's have history topic. You know, I have selected this topic of nationalism. The reason behind it, it is a very competitive topic, very comprehensive topic of social science, and of course, very relevant topic of social science, which can be taught at every grade of our school, whether 6th standard, 8th standard, 10th, or 12th. It is a part of 12th history as well as political science. So we have to discuss nationalism in India. I have planned my presentation in the form of timeline. Why I plan, let me tell you before I start my timeline. If we give the timeline to my students, we can tell them to design their idea in the form of movie making or PPT presentation. So before I three phases of nationalism, we have to acknowledge our student with three phases. First phase, exercise, when the protest and revolt started. Second phase is Gandhian phase, where most of the movement started. That is called the mass movement. And third phase, of course, very important, that is revolutionary phase, where revolutionaries followed some of the violence method or the bomb culture. We have to include all these phases in our timeline. Let student prepare a story. Let student prepare a movie or a PPT. Okay, so have the timeline now. Okay, let's check it out. Yes. Now we can see through this timeline, if we provide this timeline to our students, they will be well prepared, well acknowledged to design their own idea in the form of what? In the form of movie making. You can give as a project work, as CBSE has made very compulsory to have project work. You can tell them to prepare a PPT, or we can tell them to a student a storytelling competition. Let narrate the story or the history of our national movement. And I really very much confident after this timeline, our student will be very much familiar or ready to explain their design. So this is what the history. Not only one topic, we have so many topics in history. For the lower grade, Get the tools in the classroom. Discuss with the civilization how we are having these all tools, how we are having mobile, because everything invented in our past. So we can correlate our history with present. Fire, invention by ancient or prehistoric period. All the tools which we have modified in the history. So please, dear friends, history is a very interesting subject if we correlate with our present life or with our life present scenario with our past. Okay, don't term it as the past which has gone. No, past which is relevant in present and will be relevant in future as well. And you wonder when once I explained in the class that this aeroplane technology is not the new technology of the modern world. It is a very ancient technology of the ancient world. Students were not ready to accept this. Give them the idea how on the basis of past, we have modified our technology in future as well. So please like to seeing the time factor to more relevant. Okay, now my voice is clear. Am I audible? Friends, am I audible? Am I audible, all of you? Yes, very good. So, two more topics I have to discuss, very relevant topic. So we have to be little fast. So I'll check your response later. Let's have next component, which is the fourth important components of our social science, that is economics. And of course, I've taken this topic, globalization. Reason we are sitting having webinar because of globalization. We are sitting in the lockdown because of globalization. So today we are here to discuss the global world, the benefits and the drawbacks of global world. Right now, if we can say, we are facing the drawbacks of the global world. So why don't we discuss this with our students? That global world is the world where we can say we the world, not I as Indian. We the world means we are debate. Before I go on to the other question or session of globalization, first we have to explain to our students what all areas we should think of technical problem. Please bear with us. Now we can move forward.
Namrata ma'am, we could not hear you at all on the slide. So can you please repeat the slide, ma'am? Because I guess there's some internet issues at your end.
Okay.
We couldn't
So I
hear
have to
at
repeat
all.
this global. Okay, I have to repeat the globalization slide.
Yes, ma'am. If you can start from globalization, because since you started globalization, you were only freezing. So if you can just start over globalization again, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So once again, we are going back to our topic as there was some problem, some technical problem. Globalization is a very relevant topic we are facing with today in present scenario. I've chosen this topic just to explain the benefits and drawbacks of the topic globalization. Why we are having this webinar? Why not the live session with the one-to-one? The reason is that drawbacks of globalization. So we are here to discuss this topic in the form of group discussion or debate. We are in the global world now. We the world, where we all are interconnected. We all are interdependent. So let's bring this topic to a classroom topic. Discuss with the student. What are the boon and what are the bane area, the benefit area and the drawbacks area of the. Before we start the discussion, please discuss these key areas with our students. What I'm going to discuss with you. First key area is we need to have the clear idea about the term globalization. After that, we must have the idea about dimensions, its implications, and finally, how can we deal with this global world in fair manner and sustainable manner. So these key areas to be very much explained in the class through our mind map or concept map. Let us look at another slide where I'm going to explain that with one mind map, how can we touch all the key areas? This we can practice in our classroom, either online classroom or offline. Suppose I have to introduce the topic, the concept of globalization, very much interconnectedness and interdependence. How? Because of flow of capital, goods, disease, people, culture, idea, and technology. See, these are the few flows. Now I'll club it into dimensions. Capital and goods, economic dimension. Disease, people, culture, and ideas, culture dimension. Technology and of course brain drain is technological dimension. And if all these dimensions are accepted by the government of the country, this is called political dimensions. So this way, with this flow chart of concept map, we can touch all the three areas. First area, concept of globalization. Second area, dimensions of globalization, all four dimensions we have discussed. Third area, whether it's benefits or drawback, which we'll ask from the student. And the last, give or leave this question to the students. So for this particular topic, I had planned two questions. This is for my students when I'll have this topic in my classroom before I start my textbook. So same here for my audience, for my friends. I have planned two basic questions which usually come in our mind. First question, is globalization beneficial in the present scenario? Please, I want first answer. Seeing the present scenario, COVID-19, is globalization a beneficial? The answer, very much beneficial. I got yes, beneficial, 100% beneficial. Yes, beneficial. Okay, ठीक है. If student ask why, how it is beneficial, can we have answer? If it is beneficial, then why we are sitting at home in the lockdown position? Why we are suffering from a disease which is beyond immunization? Dear friends, we cannot say one direction of answer yes. We have to see the other aspect of the coin, that is no. We can have a mixed reaction, to some extent beneficial, other extent it is not. Seeing the disease, coronavirus, beyond immunization, we have to tell our students there are some negative aspects of the other side of globalization coin. Let's bring this topic to our students. Let them discuss. So first answer I will discuss with my students. Am my voice is clear? Am I audible? Because I'm getting some of the response. It is not by giving the example of disease. It's not the first disease we are facing with. Remember, we have got the first disease in the world to conquer America, that was smallpox. Second disease was used to conquer Africa, that was rinderpest, a cattle disease, a cattle plague. And the third disease, global disease we are facing with, that is coronavirus. How can we say or stick to yes only? No. Please, dear friends, give them the idea of both the aspects. Let them discuss in the class. Now, I have second question. It's a very brainstorming question. Are we not moving towards neo-colonialism? Before I start my discussion in the class, I will explain what is neo-colonialism. The way we are coming under the multinational corporations, the way we are coming under the control of MNCs, foreign companies. Are we not getting recolonized? This is neo-colonialism. Please get example from students. Which mobile phone you are using? Definitely they'll say iPhone. They'll say some phone which are not being produced in India. This is what? This is we are under the trap of foreign companies. The footwear, under the trap of foreign companies. Clothing, jeans, under the trap of foreign companies. Food culture, burger, McDonaldization, trap of neocolonialism. Not only that, you wonder all the basic services we have given to our or to the foreign companies. Basic services means our health. This Fortis Hospital, Max, what is this? Health, the basic service of our country, we have given to MNCs. Are we not getting recolonized? This is what neo-colonialism. Let students discuss it in the class. Okay, so this is what I want to bring to my class, the knowledge of globalization, both the aspects. Can I have quick answer for this question? Please fast. I would like to have answer of this question. Then I'll move to the next topic, environment. Yes. Are we not moving towards neocolonial fast because we are running short of time? I would like to see the chat box. Yes, the current issue we are. Yes, very good. Very good. Very good. I've got so many yes, we are getting. But the question is, let's discuss with the student. The question is what to do. Good, I'm getting so many responses in my chat box, but seeing the constant of time, I have to move ahead with my other topics. So let me take 2 minutes time to discuss what is the way out. Student may ask you कि मैम फिर क्या मोबाइल यूज नहीं करें, क्या हम लिवाइस की जीन्स यूज नहीं करें? Now we have to come to a point. What is the solution? Can we do away with globalization? Can we give up the concept of globalization? Please, dear friends, discuss with your students. No, we cannot at all do away with globalization. We cannot give up the concept, but we can rationalize it. We can rationalize the process. We can rationalize the flow of goods. We can have a fair globalization where benefits should be equally distributed. We can have a sustainable globalization where we can have our small-scale industrialists to prosper, where our unskilled people to have opportunity, where we can have basic services in our hand. So please rationalize the concept of globalization. Go for fair globalization. Go for sustainable globalization. Please give this thought to our students and let them come prepared in the next class. You'll find they'll be waiting for your class, friends. कि next day ma'am क्या discuss करेंगे on fair globalization. Let them research. Let them design. So this way we can end up our globalization topic. Now I'll switch over to the very relevant topic. This is the last topic of our subject content, that is environment. Environment is, of course, is the only topic which is discussed in science subject, which is discussed in economic subject, political science subject, and of course, correlate environment, our Mother Earth, with COVID-19, how we have disturbed the environment. I have termed my environment topic in two areas: humanization of environment and naturalization of humans. Just check it out, how we have disturbed the environment and how we have to plan it. Check out this video and enrich yourself. Now let's start. Check the video. Yes, you have seen our Mother Earth in a very pleasant mood. But what we have done, how we have humanized it, this is what we are going to observe in our next video. And you can bring to the classroom in any other modified way. Just check it out. Yes, see, this way we can hit the mind of our student. Let them think what can be done. Let them become so anxious. If we are causing harm to the environment, what can be the solution? Discuss with them after this type of slide to be played in the classroom. And after discussion, tell them that we need to maintain a balance between naturalization of humans and humanization of nature. If we have a proper balance, we have a very happy Mother Earth, a very pleasant Mother Earth. Just we can have the next slide to show it how we can check it to have a proper balance. And this is what COVID-19 has taught us. our students, this is the way nature has replenished itself, and it has given us the second chance to maintain the balance. Are we going to have this balance in the environment? It is our duty now. So have our duty, my students, my collaborators, and my audience, to maintain the balance. This message we have to inculcate among our students, and it should be our first duty. When the lockdown gets over, please discuss with our students. Let them know that environment is everything. We have to protect our environment. So you can modify your video in any manner, but please give them the idea how nature is trying every time to rejuvenate itself. It's our duty also. This is what we can leave a question to discover on a student. Discover the idea. This is what we have touched the 4D of our discussion. So, my friends, this is what the way we have talked, or we had a talk on all the areas of enriching strategy. As I told you in the beginning, my session is not on the teaching strategy. My session is enriching strategy to enhance our students' knowledge, collaborate our students' knowledge. I'll start now. I have some of the areas. After this, always remember we are facilitators, we are educators. We must have some pedagogy of set learning outcomes. We must have these outcomes in our mind before we plan our enriching strategy. First, whether students are able to learn from mistakes, let them learn from mistakes. This is the time, this is the need of the hour. Once you learn from a mistake, you are very, very enhanced, acknowledged person. Second, learning outcomes we must have in our mind for our students. Creative thinking. Let them create their own Third is task prioritization. Let them prioritize their task, which can be taken up first at the priority level. Fourth, discipline. This is the most important for everyone, not only our students, but for we elders. Discipline and determination. If they are determined enough, they will achieve the goal. Have this strategy or learning outcomes in our mind, whether students are determined to work or not. Next, analytical thinking. Analytical thinking is very much required nowadays, as they have to analyze, they have to reason out, they have to have the logic. Why, what, how? If they have answer of these 4 questions, they have good analytical skill. Communication. Please, our friends, this skill is very important. The way we communicate our thought, whether students have grasped my idea or not. If it is, I have a good connection. My communication skill is good. Please check this outcome, whether it is there or not in your enriching strategy. Next, dedication. We have to check dedication level of the student. I know if there are 50 students in the class, we cannot expect 100% dedication level. But if out of 50, 10 or 15 students are giving their 100% dedication with full enthusiasm, our purpose is solved. This that 10 can another 10. Our purpose is solved as a facilitator. Don't worry how many students. Worry what is the dedication level. And the last outcome we must check, which is very important in psychology also nowadays, interpersonal and respectfulness. It's not respecting me as a teacher, respecting the topic. If you respect the topic, you will be able to be disciplined. If you have a good interpersonal connection with your friends for group discussion, with your classmates, with your teacher, of course, teacher is also there. You can work together. So interpersonal respectfulness is very much required to collaborate our knowledge with our 21st century learners. So please keep this outcomes in your mind before you plan any strategy to go in the classroom. Friends, these are very important. We have to, as I told you in the beginning, we have to invest in ourselves, give time to ourselves, give time to our students, give time to our classmates, give time to our teachers, give time to our administrators, give time to our people, my student or the general. I have planned my assessment in 3 areas. And if this assessment is not at the level of my plan, I will check my enrichment strategy. That is why this particular slide I have termed as assessment and enrichment. It should go together. We cannot only assess the student, you are not good in application based, you cannot do anything in life. To enrich if they are not less assessed. 3 areas which assess applicant. Can they apply? Now, am I audible? Friends, am I audible? Can we have response? Yes, good Pallavi, you have responded. Yes, I'm audible. Sometimes I'm having some technical problem. So I apologize for these things. Anyway, let's move on. This is the way we have to move. I have planned my assessment in 3 areas. Knowledge-based assessment, step mark, whether they acknowledge with my topic or not. Second assessment area, application-based. That is design and research method of the student. Let's check out whether they can apply their knowledge in their practical life or not after seeing the video clips of on the environment. Can they think of what to do, how to protect the environment? If they, please mark them 100% as application based. So we have to check application also. That is called aptitude, practical way of dealing with the life. Now come to context specs, which is very much there for CBSE to score marks 85%, 90%, or whatever. This is called contextual knowledge. Sometimes we have to rate our student the knowledge about the context, the subject matter in the textbook. If causes of the French Revolution, whether my students are able to write all the causes in the proper manner or not, we have to check their context-based assessment. If yes, it's okay. If no, we have to check out. After assessing the 3 areas, if we feel any of my student is or lack in application based, context based, or knowledge based, we must have a proper enrichment planning in our mind. I have planned, even I do in my class also, I have planned 3 strategies to enrich my students. First strategy, appropriate method to identify student skill level. Please plan out different level of assessment. Why we are having only one level? If 100%, you are good. If 85%, you are average. If you are 60% below average, don't rate it. Please plan your level to identify students' knowledge, application. We can have this skill level planning on the basis of their IQ level, their EQ level, and of course their SQ level, which has been recently introduced in the psychology. We have to check SQ level. Because of SQ level, so many students are not attentive in the class. So we have to plan a level for the enrichment. If child is having good IQ, please put the child in the cooperative learning with the weak students. If child is weak, please put that child under the cooperative learning of the good one. If child is lacking with the application based skill, have one to one. Try to give the situation based question. Let him research on it. Slowly, gradually, he'll improve his application base. We cannot leave the child that you cannot improve. Please try out. First thing, have the level. And you, all of you know, CBSE has also introduced the level in mathematics, basic level. Why? Because have this enrichment planning. Now, second enrichment level, mentorship. Please mentor our student. Most of them are from the background where they have some family problem. They have some single parent problem. They're having some financial problem. I know all of you are doing it. We can't leave the child that you're not scoring good marks. You cannot do good in life. Please mentor, please talk. Try to solve his problem. Try to boost his morale. Give confidence. This is our next enrichment strategy. And of course, last May, we have to grade 1, grade 2, or grade A, B, C, D. Grade the student scale. As per the scale, have the different session with them. I know it takes time. It's not very practical in a classroom activity. But at least once or twice in a year, we can do it. Trust me, my friends, students remember this enrichment strategy only as you a teacher, a mentor. They don't remember the way we taught causes of revolution, the way we taught or the way we gave notes to them. So with this, I would like to end up my session once again with a good thought. Please carry with you as an enriched social science facilitator, not teacher. Let's together ascend the height of social science. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being a patient listener, active audience, and of course, before I leave, confidently I can say I have achieved all 3 I. First I have made my session interesting. I have made my audience interactive. And of course, I'm leaving my audience with full of information. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The entire team from Purple Stone Publications are very, very grateful that you could bring in this so much of enriched information to all of us. I think uh, I could not take out my eyes away from the screen even for a second. There were some technical issues, but then I was just so curious that I wanted to know what is happening, and what ma'am is telling, stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that all our participants have also felt that. Something that I would like to share with our participants is that this is the kind of social science classes we want to have in our classrooms. This is why when we have our social classes like this, where we are not just talking about, this is history, this is how it happened, this is economics, this is how it's supposed to happen, this is geography, this is how the world looks like. Instead of talking more on just that, but building up that citizen that is sitting right in front of you, that hey, you guys are now the future, you guys are now responsible for everything. I think primarily that is a social science teacher who does that, who brings in all those values in classroom, who brings in those thoughts in classroom. And Namrata ma'am, uh, I, as in my entire team from Purple Stone, we are extremely grateful that you could be so informative and helped us understand how we can move out of just the normal routine teaching of textbooks, but move into more conceptually powerful classes in the classroom. And all the best for everyone attending the session. Thank you so much for being here. Please do fill out the feedback link that I have shared in the chat, and will also be sharing with your principals. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you, Pallavi. Thanks so much.
Thank you, ma'am.